Hello everyone, welcome back to Ethereal Arts Studio. My name is Juanscribe, and here I'm an artist, you're an artist, we are all artists. So today we'll be painting the perfect organism. Its structural perfection is matched only by its hostility. And I'm talking about the space beast, the alien, the xenomorph.
Excuse me, sir. What?
The xenomorph. So take this trip with me on the Nostromo and let's get started. So let's start by playing around with these colors, mixing them, making a darker blue, for example, using our larger brush. Mine is a 1/2 inch flat, and I'm going to start using this darker blue that I made to just spread it throughout the canvas. But then I'm going to switch it up and add a little bit more black, then back to that dark blue, then a little bit of white. And the background is basically just a blend of all the three colors. Okay, it's just horizontal long brush strokes that blend, especially if you go over the same areas multiple times, which I'm doing. It will blend the background, making it smooth, the transitions, but still having color. So now using the same 1/2 inch brush or whatever brush that you have that's near that size but flat, you start making in a navy blue, a dark navy blue. You start making that long xenomorph head, right, that is so renowned by now. So start off with that, the larger brush, but then I will transition. I'll show you. We're going to transition to a smaller brush, okay, flat, to make the face, because these broad brush strokes are too broad for some of the finer details. So here I have a number 10, whatever you have that's around there, and then the same dark navy blue. You start making that face, right? That jaw, that it's kind of, it comes out a little bit. Okay, and then, the chin area, inward. And we're going to cut it off right here. Okay, so there's a xenomorph head just floating there. Then we fill in the inside. You could use the larger brush for time's sake, right? Larger brushes cover more ground on the canvas, more space. And then we start making the body. So you make this line that is down, is going down, descending, and then it leads to the arm, which unfortunately it is cut off here, but I'll show you in a second. Let me show you here. And yes, here is a little bit ahead in the video, so you can see it's not totally the bottom of the canvas at all. There's actually space below it, okay? So then we come back up the elbow to continue to make this arm, okay? And we're going to continue painting the body of this xenomorph, after which we will focus on the hands and then all the tubes on the back of the xenomorph. Okay, so let's focus on the hand now. So I'm back to my number 10 flat, okay, and I'm going to start making these fingers. Now, this painting is based on the big Chap from Alien, okay, so this particular xenomorph has 6 digits. Now, the ones that are in the middle are connected. The 2 pairs that are in the middle are connected, and then there's that pinky that I'm going to make in a second. But yeah, different aliens tend to have different number of digits in different media and different, in different, even I think in the other Alien movies, like Alien Resurrection, I think they look different, the hand. And now the very famous aspect of the xenomorph, of the alien, these tubular protrusions in the back. So big credit, of course, obviously to H.R. Giger, who designed the xenomorph. And all the credit of this beautifully designed creature goes to him. So as I continue to make these shapes in the back of the alien, I want to talk a little bit about the franchise. I mean, I love Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, my favorite, Alien Resurrection, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant. That is my Alien franchise. Now, you know, the comic books and all that, that's all good, right? But those four
6.
films, especially, well, I said it, right? Alien 3 is my favorite. But yeah, especially the first three are just amazing. You know, and I love them. And I watched them over and over again. And the creature itself is just fantastic and so frightening and scary and just so lethal in this depiction. So I wanted to make sure that I got to finally making a video about the baddest beast in the universe. Okay, so now we're gonna transition in a second to black, okay? Black paint, and we're gonna use the same brush that we've been using, the number 10 flat. And we're gonna add some darkness to this shape. Okay, now it's navy blue, it's dark, but we're gonna add black. So there's gonna be a contrast right there, and you'll see it. So we're gonna add some shadow, some dark shadow to this alien head. As you can see, just follow along, make every mark I make, and let's have fun. So as I was mentioning before, you know, the films, how much I treasure them. And I want to shout out, of course, to the one and only Sigourney Weaver. I want to shout out Michael Biehn, John Hurt, the cast of all the films, of course, Bolaji Badejo, who played the first Xenomorph, who was not even called a Xenomorph, it was just an alien, right? But yeah, I mean, what a wonderful franchise, unlike some other franchises like Jaws, where, you know, only one or two films are good. I mean, I consider all of them good as far as the ones that I mentioned. So as I continue to show you, you know, how to add more shadow to now the body and the tubes and the arms of this Xenomorph, I want to go back to that point about the name Xenomorph not actually being the alien's name, but it being just something that Lieutenant Gorman, you know, mentioned in passing as, like, you know, a UFO type name, right? Unidentified, you know, creature, right? So there's a lot in the film Alien that makes you wonder whether, you know, they really had it figured out, right? I mean, you don't see the alien being fast until the second and third film. The first one, which this painting is actually based on, that scene where he's doing his little funky robot, you know, walk towards Veronica Cartwright's character. You know, you see him moving very slowly. So here I'm adding some more shadow, as you can see, to the face. Okay, so we're just adding shadows, and right now they look like lines that we're just adding to this painting, but now you're gonna start seeing it really come together soon. As you can see, I kind of outlined where the jaw is, but yes, so it's great that the alien has evolved so much, I should say. So now let's look at this. We're using the same brush, right? I have a number 10 flat here, but whatever you have that's in, you know, along those lines. I'm gonna make the other hand. Okay, now the other hand is in front. Okay, it's closer to us. Now here I'm trying to make it a little larger, and I'm gonna keep making it a little bit larger because it has to be bigger than the other one since it's closer to us. Although I should mention that the alien was pretty fast when he turned around when Parker was lunging at him. And now, yes, it was 6 digits again, but now we're gonna make his wrist and then his forearm, and it's gonna lead up to his elbow, and it's all gonna be over what we painted before. So as you can see here, I'm painting over the area because the arm is closer to us. So a little bit here of his shoulder and of his tricep and his famous exterior rib cage. So I also want to shout out the composers of the great music from the films, from Jerry Goldsmith to Elliot Goldenthal, just some really pulse-pounding, frightening yet beautiful music. So here I'm mixing some white and some of that navy blue to make a light blue, okay? And the light blue with the number 10 flat, I'm going to use it to add some light hitting the dome of the alien, the top. Then I wipe it off with a paper towel and I blur the edges of that mark I made. So I wiped off the paint so that I can now blur the edges, only the exterior part of that mark I made. I'm gonna wipe it off again, okay, till it's almost completely paint free, and I'm gonna continue to blur that light that is on top to make it, like fade a little bit, so that bright light makes the alien's head so shiny. And I'm going to apply more shine to other parts of his head and to his body with the same light blue and with the same brush for now. So I'm gonna wipe off the paint again with a paper towel so that it will be softer now. It'll be a little bit less. And I'm gonna add a little bit of blurry light to that arm that's farther away. So now we're going to paint the alien's teeth using our detail brush. He has a top row, which we're going to make in a second. And then we're going to proceed to the bottom row. And this is all with the same light blue that we made. Okay guys, we're getting there. Now let's go for full white, and we're going to add really bright light hitting some of these areas. So I want to shout out all my subscribers. Here are the recent ones. Thank you so much. So check out all our other videos on YouTube too. We have a lot of great tutorials like this one on superheroes, horror films, and we're still just getting started. So you'll see more and more materials, maybe based on your favorite film, but please comment on what you think we should paint next, you know, in a paint and sip like this, right? Please give your ideas. Give us any feedback at all. We would love to hear from you, fellow horror fans, superhero fans, pop culture fans, just anything. Also, check out this other video on the top right. Okay, so what I wanted to do here was soften up this rib cage a little bit to make it a little bit darker. So I'm using some of that navy blue and to just darken some of the parts of the rib cage. And then a little bit more shine to the head, and I'll add a little bit more also with that same light blue to his arm here. And as you'll see, just a little bit more details to this beast. And here I'm going to take some of that navy blue and I'm going to fade the rib cage even more, make it less prominent, not as, you know, as bright, just making it a little softer on the eyes. Whew, we made it, guys. Well, thank you so much for painting with me. I hope you had a blast as much as I had teaching. You had painting. So we made it. If you want, add some text, your signature, your initials, anything else, to your painting. You worked on it so hard. I would love to see it. The email is in the description. Please communicate with us any which way. We really appreciate you and we thank you. Big Chap meet Boar Alien. Once again, please check out all our other videos on YouTube. Comment, like, and subscribe. Also visit etherealartsstudio.com.